coming in at this point in time. Mr. Jaishankar has met Vladimir Putin in Moscow, and this is the first image we are getting of that particular meeting. Mr. Lavrov is looking on in the background. So the External Affairs Minister has met the Russian President Vladimir Putin. Mr. Vikri, coming to you and taking a leaf out of what Professor Nalapat also said, you know, sir, it has taken almost 3 decades for India and the United States to get to a point where they agreed on most matters, if not all. You know, it started with Bill Clinton, who of course was the president when a number of sanctions were imposed on us because of our nuclear tests. And then again, you know, a lot of groundwork was achieved under the Bush administration as well. Obama was specifically fond of Dr. Manmohan Singh. They did a lot of work together. Economic ties were to get better and better. Post Obama leaving office and when Donald Trump came in. And of course, India was the natural offset to the Chinese aggression, which the Americans were in fact suffering the most from. But yet this U-turn that Donald Trump has taken has also been criticized by his supporters. And the newest one, like Professor Nalapat also mentioned, Nikki Haley was extremely vocal in supporting India and the United States in their relationship. What does Donald Trump need to do now? Is he going to be a stickler to his ego, or is he going to take the right call?
Well, thanks very much for having me. It's always a pleasure, particularly an honor to be on with Professor Nalapat. I believe that you have to keep in mind that peace, like war, must be waged, and it requires both a strategy and a coalition. Unfortunately, President Trump has neither in mind. Everything is about him. It's aggrandizement. It's can I win the Nobel Peace Prize and show that I'm the greatest person on earth. Naturally, one would hope that India would be part of a coalition to try to bring peace. Unfortunately, what President Trump is doing drives India in exactly the opposite direction. What President Trump needs to do is to follow a path that Ronald Reagan had indicated, and that is not having everything to be about him and his getting the credit. Those things having been said, in regard to India and Russia, there is no substitute for a strong U.S.-India relationship between the two greatest democracies in the world. If you look at the amount of trade between Russia and India, before the Russian invasion of Ukraine, it was only about $10 billion, which pales in comparison to U.S.-India trade. It has ballooned because India has taken up a lot of the slack in terms of Russian exports. It is true that China is the major one to be looked at and is taking first place really in oil exports. But make no mistake about it, Russia and China are joined at the hip. They have said that they have a no limits partnership. Going back to 1962, when China invaded India, Russia took the part of China. So to say that somehow Russia is going to be a savior for India is just wrong. If you look at the history in terms of India relationships with the Russia incarnation as the USSR, which was nothing but the old Russian Empire taken over by the Bolsheviks, that didn't work out very well for India. The reliance on Russia had helped bring India to its knees economically in the early 1990s. The idea that somehow Russia will be an outlet for the exports which India has and needs for continued growth is a pipe dream. The United States is the place where, particularly IT enables services. We have Indian Americans in leadership positions across business, and they provide people to people ties. So it's very, very regrettable what this President Trump is doing. But no one should confuse the United States of America with President Donald J. Trump. We have midterm elections coming up, which President Trump is trying to manage and fix, if you will. But I have every confidence that just as we have worked ourselves through difficulties in the past, we'll do that again. And what you say is absolutely true about 30 years of progress. As you know, I was one of the ones that worked very hard in regard to getting sanctions done away with when the test came about. I worked very hard in the U.S.-India civil nuclear deal. And we had made great progress. Unfortunately, President Trump has done more harm in 24 hours to the U.S.-India relationship than we were able to build up goodwill over 30 years. But that's not a permanent situation, and there are many on both sides in India and the United States who are working so that these two great democracies can go forward in a coalition for peace and prosperity throughout the world.
Mm.